Hello, hello, and we are here on another episode of Passion Unscripted. And it's me, Irina Portnova, with Dina Alexander. And today we are going to be tapping into the topic of owning your sexuality for a more powerful you. So,
Yeah.
Dina, what comes to you when I
Hi,
say that?
Irina. I like this topic. Today, as I told you, I was like I was doing a lot of stuff, nice stuff though. And nothing comes to me when I'm doing stuff. So I like this title that you brought because I use, for example, dating and sexuality so that someone can be more self assured of himself or herself. Okay? So I think I'm going to start like this. Some people does not know their sexual rights. And it's good for you to go out there and have questions and search. For example, if you don't want to be touched, you can say don't touch me. If you don't want to be kissed, you can say I don't want to be kissed. If you don't want to go on a date and have a happy ending, that can be sad, and you shouldn't be feel um, awkward or bad because you didn't give sex or you didn't give anything more. It's your right. So some people, I live on the island, and this side of the world, Latin America. So we have
Mhm.
a lot of macho um, male. So some male think that when a woman says no, she really means I want you to continue. But she didn't say, aha. And it is a problem that it's not being spoken about. And I think I will use this opportunity, a little bit of this opportunity to talk about that. You have your right. And if your heart is telling you no, you should say no. And when a man doesn't respect that, what else isn't he going to respect in your relationship? So that's the the question mark I'm putting out on the table, Irina. What comes to mind when I talk about this? Because a lot of women who live like that. And for example, the beautiful woman, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but what standards society talks about beauty, those women have these problems that men are not respecting them. Tell me, what comes to you?
What comes to me, I think it's about more like, self boundaries and be able to express yourself, right? And when it comes to sexuality, it's, to me, what really sticks out, like when you are not afraid to express yourself sexually, it also boosts your confidence, right? Because to me, they are very, like these words, confidence and sexuality are very much connected together. And I totally relate to what you shared, because I remember my younger years, like I was more like a people pleaser. So not necessarily just for men, but for women as well. So it was more like, okay, I felt bad saying the word no, because I felt like it's gonna upset somebody else. So I can totally understand where you're coming from by saying that sometimes women are not staying in their power and able to say no, or kind of express themselves, saying that, hey, this is not something I want, and this is not something I'm gonna be tolerating, right?
Yes, I love it. I love it what you, because you've mentioned some stuff that wanted to talk more about. One of those stuff is boundaries, but I'll get to that.
Hmm.
I like that you spoke about also taking charge of your thoughts, because when you are in in dating or um, experiencing new areas in sexuality, You will take charge of your thoughts. It's a training, and it's a nice training because it is intimate. Okay, and I use, that's why I use dating and sexuality as a powerful tool to to be more self-assured. um you know what I like, because there is a difference between assertiveness, aggressiveness, and um, a non-assertive way. Okay, a non-assertive way, and let me put it that way, not to mention another name for it. And people does not know the differences. Okay, the majority of women are being told that they are aggressive, and because they said no, I don't like it and I don't want it. And we should, as women, um, support each other also, because as soon as we are not the good girl, that's what you were talking about just now, you can say no. It's a good girl um, um, habit. Okay, and I'm a good girl. I'm not the good girl habit is the ones that do, because they need to say good, stay good girl. They don't say no. They just accept everything and become a doormat, because they cannot, they don't know their own boundaries. Okay, um, assertiveness is when you know who you are, and you have your boundaries, and you don't you stay true to yourself, and you are very strict in that. That is assertiveness. Aggressiveness
Mhm.
is when you are like you're fed up, you're exhausted, and that's the way the masculine comes up, and it comes very aggressive, and it doesn't you automatically say that you are assertive. Oh, sorry, um, self-assured. Being aggressive doesn't say that you are self-assured. It can say that maybe you are afraid and you don't know how to deal with something, or you are tired and you need to rest, and that's why you are on a flight and fight mode.
Mhm.
You can become aggressive. Okay, and non-aggressive or non-assertive are those kinds that they don't know who they are, and sometimes they're just looking, and they're just playing, and um, sometimes they come across assertive, and sometimes they come across like a good girl. It's like a floating.
Mhm.
um, what um, the experience in sexuality also brings up in you is you say what you want.
Mhm.
The majority of women just accept what comes, because they were brought up like that. You need to accept that plate because that plate was left over. But you can say, hey, I don't want that left over, I want something else, and I'm going to buy something else for me. It can be done. You're not being a bad person or a bad woman, but if you don't want that, you can say it. You 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 can say what you want, and you know what you want. That's important. When what sexuality also brings up, you give yourself compliment.
Mhm.
You say, hey, I did a good job, I didn't know I can do that, and it releases endorphins.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's a nice way of getting to know yourself in that area. What also is very important during relationship with intimacy between partners or partner, can you can feel pressure in doing something that you don't want. Okay, or
Mhm.
give that pressure to another person, that without knowing that you are doing that. um, for example, what the women comes to me and they tell me, hey, my man want to do anal, and only things come out of there, things don't go in. I feel pressure. And then ask them, why do you feel pressure? It's going to be painful. It shouldn't be painful. Let's see. Then we'll talk about it, and then the pressure goes away because you get educated. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how we could give pressure as women to men is that they need to perform every time. The men should don't have to perform every time. The penis can be flaw without with not upright, and you can massage it, and without him need to perform and all of those Kama Sutras stands. No, it doesn't. You can have release that pressure from your partner one or twice a month, let's say. Okay, but we women do give that. um what I've been talking a lot, so what came up to you?
There are so many things that coming up. First of all, what also comes up, like, I'm so proud that we are doing this series, because just think about it, just to give that education to people, right? Because a lot of times we do not do what we're supposed to do because nobody was teaching us, nobody was educating us. And that's where comes like that, like pressure, and like women supposed to be acting certain way. And that's why a lot of times women cannot express what's on their mind, right? And again, it all boils down to get educated, like really start listening, tuning in, and keep your mind open for that, right? And another thing that comes to me when it comes to the performance, or like you shared, like trying something that we haven't tried before, what really rises up is the fear, right? And sometimes, like, okay, that's the fear. What if it's going to be painful, whatever we are trying new, right? And
Mhm.
another thing that pops up, like really downloaded to me, the fear of, that you are going to be left by your partner because you are not going to be doing what they desire you to do, right?
Yes.
And that's another reason that keep a lot of women quiet, and they're not expressing how they feel about what they want to have, right? So it's all about, just when we talk about sexuality, it's all about exploration, and at the same time expression. Express yourself without any limits, and be able to say what really is on your mind and on your heart, rather than just figuring what is appropriate to say,
Yes.
right? And when we become that sexually free, when we carry ourselves with that confidence, that's exactly what the confidence comes, right? So when we are sexually free and we can say what's on our mind without thinking that we are going to hurt somebody or we are going to hurt ourselves, right? That's where the freedom comes from. That's where we release all these expectations or judgment or guilt or shame, right? And that's where we become more tuned in with who we are, and we connect to our essence. And that's exactly where the confidence comes from, right?
Yes, I
Because
love
like,
it.
mm-hmm,
No, continue. I love it what you're
yeah,
saying, because you're saying just what I was going to say, but I will elaborate a little bit more.
yes, because from what I understood, our root chakra, right, it's responsible for, sexual performance as well as our confidence, right? It's all connected. So just think about it. If we are not confident to express to our partner how we feel, or even to, like you mentioned, to any man who does something that's not appropriate, if we cannot express ourselves, it means that there is the work to be done on our confidence.
Yes. Yes, I love it. I love it because that was I left these items now that I'm going to share with you for last, because I think these are very important. Before I during sexuality, of getting to know yourself using sexuality or dating, you will listen more to your intuition. You will get in touch more with you. That's a powerful tool because you will feel it. You will react towards things that you will listen. You're more in tune. And
Mhm.
I cannot say that more times than it's not enough. Okay, you need this intuition in every part of your life. In
Mhm.
24/7, you need to be in tune with your intuition. That's what you use also, that connection. And I
Mhm.
use that part, that root chakra, that mula bandha. That's the second and the first chakra. The mula bandha, the yogis use it. That's the root chakra. That's the that the root. That's where the foundation, where the life force is is kept. That's what I would use with the pelvic muscle training, with yoni egg training. It's and that's where I teach women to and men get connected to themselves. I When you are in my coaching, after certain information, I will not ask you anymore to listen to your heart. I will ask you to listen to your pussy, because she is more bold and firm, and she knows what she wants and she knows what she doesn't want. She's, I think she's more clearer than when I tell someone, listen to your heart. Yeah. That's why I use that part of the body, that first chakra and the second chakra. Um, when you are connected, you have firm boundaries, much firm boundaries. When you are connected to that part of your body. And why do I say firm boundaries? Nowadays, a lot of women, they feel, for example, that they need an orgasm. Okay, but they just don't make time for it. They don't take me time. For them, it's not important. But when you see women getting hysterical, and I'm going, yeah, hysterical, that's the term that they use in since the 1700s. When a woman used, and some of us get hysterical, we shout and we scream and we, for nothing. The majority of these women didn't have an orgasm for 2 3 weeks. They didn't listen. And that's a boundary that I tell all my clients, you need to have me time. That's, for me, a very important boundary. um the last thing that I wanted to share about how this um, getting to know yourself by using sexuality and dating is about, you stop all of a sudden about of looking stupid. Okay, that's the major thing that happens, that is limiting us. We don't want to look stupid. And I think it's kind of cute sometimes when you do something dumb. Okay, because it's dumb for you, but maybe it's something, it was an education for someone else. And in your small world, it's your perception. But I think, when I see someone does a boo boo or a blooper, I think it's cute. And when you accept it, I think it helps me create my style also. Because yeah, sometimes we are afraid of, for example, I take my accent. Okay, I have an accent, and I see a lot of people try to take it away, and try to become something that they are not. And I refuse to do that. I want to stay with my accent. I am diff. I And it's not some. I don't think I'm stupid, because if you ask me, I will respond. So that's how I want it. And this came because of sexuality. Okay, when I started with this, I was into spirituality, and but sexuality was behind me. Was I was confronted with it every time with jokes, with situations, and I was questioning, saying, why I didn't want to accept that this was my world. So when I had to accept it, I started to change. And some people tell me, hey, you took off almost 20 years of your age because I accepted who I was.
You know what? It's funny because to me, when it comes to the accent, I just love my accent. And I always felt this way. And you know what? I always say that it's my pride because I'm proud that I speak more than one language. Because let's face it, not too many people do. So to me, I never felt that this is something that I have to be ashamed of, or, like I'm going to be judged for it. I, again, it's all in our perception, right? I always knew that this is the gift, and I always knew that that's what differentiate me from others.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, amen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So just wrap it up. I just wanted to add a couple of words just saying that get to know yourself better. That's what we continuously inviting people to do, right?
Yes,
And understand that if there is a lack of confidence, you can gain it with your sexual energy. Again, for somebody it might connect, for somebody it might not. So just see whatever resonates with you, right? If this is the path that you would like to take for your confidence, reach out to Dina. She's an expert, she's a sex coach. And if you want to perceive your confidence through other avenues, that would be my expertise. Let's look at it through manifestation, through some work that we can also do together. Our links are below. Please contact us, please connect with us. Like I said, we are here to make everybody's life better. We are friends, and don't feel bad about reaching out, because it's all about just exploring and making that choice for yourself that this is something that you want to learn more about, and we'll be happy to help you on this beautiful path.
amen. Yeah, what I can say, you said everything.
Woohoo!
I love it.
Thank you so much, everybody. And like we always say, please comment, share your thoughts, and don't be shy, because again, we are working through that together, right? The more we become bold, the more we create opportunities in our life. So
Yes,
if think about, if you want to change something in your life, start by showing up and be more bold and more expressive. That's exactly what is that, like the first initial step that you can take for yourself. And participate, just throw some comments. What do you think about this episode? What are your thoughts on that? We'll be happy to hear. Until then, we'll see you next week. Thank you, Dina.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.